.38 ball, which is a common handgun. Cobb County Detective passed the information on to the FBI, who say they had just received intel about the same kind of weapon.
The FBI received a tip that a gun, 38 caliber, the same caliber as the gun that was used to kill Nando. This gun was going to be placed in a restaurant in the Vietnamese community.
That was a 38 ball. Supposedly a gangbanger or somebody had left his pistol at the business.
We executed a search warrant, and it was a 38 caliber handgun that was recovered at that restaurant.
We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. Today we hit week 10, and
She said that she had been told his dad had been murdered. That's the push that we need.
He did not seem to have any real gainful employment, and he was relying on his parents to support him.
When she took the stand, she said, "That's him." And I'll never forget it.
we are technically 5 miles east of Washington, D.C., and that's where you find this place, FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Today we hit week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Washington Commanders. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. And Mahomes going to put it up right away. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And he'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 19 yards right off the bat. And a quick first down. They go play fake. Mahomes. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. This defense for the Commanders, they were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks. And plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted. But it winds up falling incomplete. First down marker at the 31. It's third down.
Nice. People focus more on me. That's why not. That's the impressive. Where now you can pay as little as $0 at resident.
Now here's Mahomes. It's Kelce on the ground. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to make it fourth down. They'll try and run for it. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. Fourth down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. Gets this into the hands of Gray, the tight end. And the Chiefs are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early first and goal.
And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3. Second and goal from the 1. He'll try again, and he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Isaiah Pacheco, his 7th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Chiefs will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point by Butker is on target, and it's now a 7-0 game.
It's a setback for the detectives' pursuit of a local underworld leader, Tron Lee, who was incarcerated during a federal gang trial when he told his cellmate he had recently killed a young girl.
It was a pretty intensive investigation. We went back to prison and interviewed informants in jail on the trial. By the end of July 1994...
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And at the courthouse, it was decided that...
Here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
And had nothing to do with the man.
After numerous dead ends, investigators decide to return their focus to key evidence in the case. The one is Susan Rodeo from the crime scene.
Things I remember thinking, we're going to hear about why he's losing Rodeo because it was all over the news that we were looking for this vehicle and did the shooting.
Here's Gibson to start the drive. And not much doing there, maybe a yard up to the 23.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Back to throw. Johnson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try to throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
We never found it.
That'll be complete to Alan Lazard. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 17 yards that time and a Washington first.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play lost the game. This seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that first down on 3rd down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, it could be an entirely different game.
They've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot in the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up?
And the Chiefs are going to get him. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
That's always important in that kind of case.
Operating from the gun, Johnson. And this time will be intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And the Chiefs are going to take possession of the football.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced a mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the shotgun to give to Jones. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Meanwhile, Mahomes' throw here complete to Kelsey. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
investigators get the breakthrough in the case they've been hoping for.
So,
And inside game to Jones. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage.
2
yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Was friends with another girl who had confided that she had been told about the murder.
The teenager who says she
After 1-7-0 on EA Sports.
Make bets.
So we started a process. I went and interviewed the girl and got her on record about what they knew.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
She said
working from the gun, Mahomes. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling.
And had been told about his dad committing murder.
The Commanders bring out the nickel package on 3rd down. Mahomes going to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Butker's kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
That's the push that we need. That was when it really
out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Johnson. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down. Well, he's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL. Being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Slings this deep from McLaurin. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try to find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up the 1st down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that's because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Introducing Instant Cash Out.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Beneficial offer to buy your car with no obligation. Didn't choose a dealer, schedule time, drive away with confidence.
Looking to throw. Johnson. And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone, and that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up third down.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. 8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on third down.
A year after the horrific execution of teenager Amanda Bucket, investigators finally have a break in the case. A 19-year-old girl who attended the same high school as Amanda tells police.
Back to throw. Johnson. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Field goal unit and Joey Sly now. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt.
His dad committed
Sly able to put this one through. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
Khalil Herbert to return it from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner, they can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Towards the alleged killer.
Here's a throw out line complete to his running back right side. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Julio did not seem to have any real gainful employment, and he was relying on
Mahomes looking to throw on 3rd and 2. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And he will have a Chiefs first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now a first down carry by Jones. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2.
Did you think Dave's grandfather may have something like that?
A good gain on first has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Throwing now is Mahomes. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. Now he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Mahomes. He'll drop this underneath for Jones. He'll get it inside the 20. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So we were spot on as to why we couldn't beat it and vehicle before.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked up by Rock Ya-Sin. And the Commanders are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
They go play action here on first down. He'll dump that off to Gibson, complete. Finding space at the 40. Down the left sideline. And he will finally be escorted out of bounds down inside the 35. A Big play there on the catch and run. 45 yards.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
Johnson's throw here pulled in by Lazard. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. The Washington passing game dialed in now. It's a first down.
That she was going to have a baby. That could not be a lesson for us. That's what blocked him back to the state of Georgia from Washington.
Looking to throw. Johnson firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for his passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up another first down.
Second down and a run by Robinson. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
On the day that the defendant was arrested, several family members were asked.
On 4th down, Johnson. In a double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Nick Bolton. And the Chiefs are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. 30 seconds remain in this first half as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down. Here's Mahomes to throw. This pass going to be caught by Hardman, and he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. Mahomes finding his burner Hardman for the KC first.
After being stonewalled by Eugenia's father, detectives pin all their hopes on Eugenia's son.
Mahomes now to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4. Now it's Mahomes again. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Montez Sweat. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Chiefs on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Is the best place to do it. And also, there's no answers. Big secrets uncovered. Coming up next.
And we welcome you back now alongside Charles Davis operating on, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line.
Passing helps, but it's only part of what you need, and you're still not masking how you really feel inside.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively. Virtually nothing in the ground attack. And it's caught inside the 30. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. We saw this plenty last year in college. You'd love to take your shots downfield. And that throw, that was a thing to behold there.
And that might be just what they needed to get back in this game. Sometimes you need a big play to shake things up, get a little life in your sideline, get everyone believing again, and they got it there in a big way.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose one or two.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11.
Unsophisticated. Feeling way down by a backed up guy. Miralax is different. It works naturally with the locker your body to unlock your
back to throw. Johnson.
For your gut, for your own football.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
It's a great idea, TV Dad, but I said the exact same thing. Someday when you're out.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Johnson going for it all. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got it. Touchdown, Washington.
Hey, buddy.
Great play there. With touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Commanders are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. Field goal unit and Joey Sly now. He made his first attempt, this from 45. Sly able to put this one through, and that'll bring him back within 4. So they were facing a deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they were able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Cole Holcomb, and the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Well, you had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes he's fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone, but was in the wrong spot for the QB. I have to think a major focus at a halftime means having to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the 1st level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
Why did Eugenio Quijano Jr. savagely murder Amanda Bucket?
Looking to throw. Johnson. Buying time to his left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And now the down throw incomplete as well. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
Well, the 3 points certainly helps, but you feel like, Charles, at this stage of the game, when you force those turnovers, need to start converting them into touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised myself because I thought in this situation they were thinking end zone or bust. Now they got to rely on their defense to go on back again for another opportunity to get 6 points.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Now, this game has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. That was a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. A big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already.
You can make it still, baby.
In that case, it was just so senseless, and it's just really sad.
Now whistles and a flag down. Looked like one of the Chief linemen might have moved.
With a devastating loss they will feel for the rest of their lives.
The false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. To throw, it's Mahomes. Complete the tight end Kelsey. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. 60 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Now they'll throw with Mahomes. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
I see the surprising face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. And he's got Hardman in the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Chiefs will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point by Butker is on target. And the lead is up to 8.
Oh, you said he wasn't going to eat beef.
Now after the touchdown,
Yeah,
here's
Verb said he
Butker
wasn't
to
going to eat
kick it
beef.
away.
I know.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. That offense trying to erase chase that deficit, get a little bit closer here, and climb back into this game in the third quarter. Instead, they further their disadvantage, Charles, with a pick six.
And that defense came out willing to do anything necessary to defend that lead. I think they looked around the huddle and said, who's going to make the big play? Who's it going to be? And the person who just ended up in the end zone with the football, he was the one that answered the bell.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt Charles with that pick six.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive?
But I guess that answers the question whether or not they want him throwing it again right away after throwing the pick six on the previous drive.
Yeah, not something conservative or underneath. Pretty big shot right there.
Get him right back in the saddle and say, go ahead and sling it, big guy.
Now he dumps this off over the middle. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. So both offenses come to life here in this third quarter as this is shaping up for a good finish. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Johnson. He'll get this to Lazard. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll be forced out of bounds all the way down inside the 20. A huge play there for Washington. 48 yards. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run in the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Trent McDuffie with a pick. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. The 20, 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. But just add that to the list of great moments for this defense today. They've really shredded that game plan on the other side all 4 quarters. And, Charles, that pick six, that's kind of the cherry on top.
Yeah, they did it, and I feel like I'm quoting a bad movie line, but they did it together, didn't they? Fed off of each other, every big play they made, every tackle, every pick, everything they've done. They continually built energy in this one, and how about them culminating with a pick six?
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Justin Reed.
More than yourself. More than Jamie. Thank you.
Are going to take possession of the football.
Hello.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. On play action, it's Mahomes. That ball is caught. Marquez Valdes-Scantling. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted. And the Commanders will take over here at their own 14-yard line. Well, that interception at least offers them a glimmer of hope here in the fourth quarter.
That certainly does if their offense goes out now and makes it pay off by getting into the end zone. And if it does, then they get a chance to get back out on the field and try and do it again. Maybe they can force that offense into more and more mistakes and give them a chance to get back into this one totally.
They have still a 3-score hill to climb. He's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 39 yards there, a big one. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Tannehill. Slings this deep for McLaurin. And this is caught. Touchdown. Terry McLaurin, 47 yards. And the Commanders have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. All right, so this one not quite over yet. Back to a 2-score game, CD.
Yeah, and you've still got 4+ minutes to go, so when you think about comebacks, it's happened before. Now, it hasn't happened often, but you've got to think to yourself, let's be the next great comeback story and play this one out.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Well, don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands again. Back to a 2-score game. The interception that led to a touchdown. You'd have to think they're a little more careful here if they do indeed try to throw the football.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised by the last throw. You know, that type of throw with this type of a game, I'm going to be very careful about it. Maybe the only throw you make is maybe a toss to your halfback or something like that. Otherwise, take care of the thing and finish this bad boy off.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first.
Huh? What's whose name?
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple.
I don't know what's your name, baby.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Anthony Barr. And the Commanders are right back in this football game. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the fourth quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. 59 yards. And the Commanders are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. Tannehill going to throw for it. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Chiefs are going to make the recovery. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. Now Mahomes. That'll be caught. It's Tony. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Interesting. Mahomes wants to throw it. Caught. Kelsey, left side. And they'll get this down to the 10. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. Back to throw, Mahomes. And now here's another interception. Picked by Kendall Fuller. He's got daylight. He's at the 40. Past the 20. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. It's a squib kick fielded just inside the 20. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw is Mahomes. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand.
He's known for his legs and his fancy footwork. He's not getting much of a chance to use it here. The defense continued to hold the upper hand by bringing him down on that play.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Here's the Chiefs punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is fielded at the 27, and he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll.
Well, partner, he forces one there. It's a potential dagger as it's intercepted.
Picked up by Juan Thornhill. And the Chiefs are going to hang on the final play. They get the turnover to seal this football game.
Now, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for Kansas City, it's a win that might keep them alive in the playoff race as they're back to 500 at 5-5. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through